What's up? What's up? What's up, my black, beautiful kings and queens, gods and goddesses? Welcome to the Jelly Moosa's Cafe. I am your host, Yemima, your Jelly Moosa. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been on. I think my last episode, I was talking about some health issues that I've been experiencing, and I will go back to that and continue to chronicle my journey on what's going on with me health wise, hoping that I'll be able to help other women who may be going through the same thing. But today, before I begin this episode, as always, I give honor and reverence to the Almighty Creator, the creative energy of Mother and Father energy, to my ancestors, beloved, uplifted, elevated ancestors, back to Mali, Africa, and back to Guinea-Bissau. I give praise and I thank you for lending me your shoulders to stand on. I say abene to the Binyamin Yawale abene, shukra to the Kalnad. I thank you. So this episode is going to be real quick. I've seen this, I think I started noticing it Saturday on YouTube. There is a situation going on. I want to say the reality show is Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch them, so I don't know if that is the TV show that this particular event took place. But apparently, a Latina, and I believe she's Latina, woman called a African-American woman a monkey, said she looked like a monkey. And so there was a lot of division about that statement. There were some black women who said that it wasn't harmful, and then there were some that says that it was harmful. And the woman that made the statement is, again, she's Latina, and I don't know if she consider herself Afro-Latina or if she's white Latina. So I don't know. And it really doesn't matter if she presents as Afro-Latina or as white presenting Latino. Calling a black woman a monkey or saying that a black person looks like a monkey, it doesn't matter which lips it come from. It's offensive and it's racist. So how does that affect me? Or what does that have to do with Yemima? So let me tell you what it has to do with Yemima. So I have a corporate plantation gig for right now until I'm back into the school systems to do my thing as a teaching artist. And I work for a company, a plantation that is very, very low vibrational. The money is low vibrational. The people that work there are low vibrational. The working conditions are low vibrational. It's just a really low vibrational job. And I feel it every day that I come home from work. My energy is just on zero because of the place where I work. And I'm trying to hold on until I can get back in the school system. So last week, there were three of us sitting in these cramped offices that they have us in that look about the size of a prison cell. And they had three of us in the cell. And the three of us got together. We got along really well. There is a 21-year-old girl and a 30-year-old young man, and then me, who's in her 50s. And so we had generational conversations going on. You know, they kept me young. They talked to me about things that were going on in their world, and I talked to them about things that I've experienced when I was their age and this, that, and the other. So on last week, I believe it was Wednesday of last week, they moved another young lady into the space. And I had seen her around the building. At lunchtime, usually, she would read her Bible at lunchtime. And no shade, nothing wrong with that. She read her Bible at lunchtime. And the thing that got me was that she read it out loud. She'd sit in the break room and she would read her Bible, and she would be reading it as if she was performing or giving a sermon. And I thought that was a little odd, but hey, whatever. So when they moved her in with me and the other two people who are also very, very pro-Black, very Black consciousness and very spiritual, I thought that our heads would butt on spirituality. I really thought she was going to come in with the Jesus stuff and be offended by what we happen to believe in. So she came in that morning and she introduced herself. And the other young lady was having a conversation with her, and I had just celebrated my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Last Tuesday on the 6th of September was my birthday. So wish me a happy birthday in the comments, please. So they were talking about birthdays, and I believe she said her birthday was in April, and the other young lady said, oh, that makes you a Pisces. And she said, the young lady with the Bible said, oh, I don't follow astrology because I am a child of the Lord. And so we said, oh, okay. So I was thinking, okay, this is here it comes. We're going to start to butt heads. But after she said that she was a child of the Lord, the next thing that came out of her mouth, when we were talking about the position, the job position, and the supervisor, she said, they got me plucked up in here. And she didn't say pluck. She used the F word, and I won't say it here because I don't want them to pull my content. But she said, they got me plucked up. And I looked and I thought to myself, well, where did the Lord go? Because, oof. And for the entire 8-hour shift, every other word that proceeded out of her mouth was a cuss word, not a curse word, a cuss word, because there's a difference in cursing and cussing. And she cussed the entire 8 hours of her shift. By the end of the 8 hours, I knew that she was a thief, that she likes to beat men. I knew her and her boyfriend's sescapade in the bedroom. I knew everything about her that was so ungodly. And yet she kept saying that she just wanted to be a light. And I thought that right now she's operating on a negative 2-watt bulb. And I'm not sure what kind of light she wanted to be. But also, during the course of the day, she kept reiterating that she was biracial. Because I'm biracial, but she kept saying, well, I'm biracial, well, I'm biracial, well, I'm biracial, well, I'm biracial. I mean, she said it after every story that she would tell, which had no bearing on the story, but she just wanted us to know that she was biracial. Yet in her biracialism and her rant of the day and her monologue, her 8-hour monologue, often she would use the N-word. And so I was a little uncomfortable because if you're saying you're biracial, that means part of you is white. So is it the white part of you that's using the N-word or is the black part? I didn't know. But she often used the N-word. Somehow during the course of the day, she and the other young lady were talking about a TV show called The View, the one with Whoopi Goldberg on there. And I don't know how the conversation started because halfway through the day, I just kind of tuned her out because I got tired of hearing her cuss. And she said, I don't like Whoopi Goldberg. She's a racist and she looks like a monkey. And so me and the other two just kind of got quiet and looked at her. And then she said, and not only does she look like a monkey, but Michelle Obama looks like a monkey too. And I stopped in my tracks and I was about to say something and then I didn't have to. My other two co-workers kind of jumped in and said, well, you really shouldn't say black people look like monkeys, especially with the racist connotation that's been held throughout, history of us being called monkeys. And her exact words were, I don't care. I say what I want to say, and people just have to deal with it. So with that being said, I figured, well, hell, here's my chance to say what I want to say, and folks just going to have to deal with it. So I said, well, I think, in my opinion, YT people look like orangutans. And she was offended because remember, she's half white. She's biracial. And she got quiet. And she was offended. And she said that was racist. And I said to her, black people can't be racist. And she said, yes, they can. I said, no, ma'am. To be a racist means that you dislike people because of their race. And not only that, you hold power over a group of people because of their race. I said, Black people don't hold no power over nobody, not even ourselves. So I can't be racist. I can be judgmental. I can be hateful. I can be mean-spirited. But I can't be racist. And so she was quiet for a little while. And then in the afternoon, she picked up steam again, and the F words and the N words and the sexcapades started talking again. And that was the end of day one. Day two, at 8 o'clock in the morning, it began all over again. I learned more about her bedroom time, that now she's celibate because she was a child of the Lord. But prior to her celibacy, I knew everything that she did sexually in the bedroom, and the N-word popped out of several times, and this, that, and the other. And so she started to have conversations after 5 o'clock, because the other young lady had left. And she and the young man were having a conversation. And I kind of stayed to myself. I wouldn't even interject in their conversations, because I just didn't want to deal with her. Even so much that the young man said, Miss Yemima, are you okay? You quiet today. And I was like, yeah, I just want to go home. So they were having a conversation, and I don't know how the KKK was brought up in their conversation. And I did jump into that, and I said, well, people that do evil things know that they're doing it. And sometimes even after they realize that they are no longer physically acting out on their beliefs, they still have their beliefs. Because the young man was telling me about a documentary that he had seen where a former KKK changed his ways. And I said, he may have changed his ways physically, but I'm sure he probably still harbors racist, thoughts. So she says to me, well, you have racist tendencies. And I said, I told you before, I can't be racist. She said, what you said the other day about white people, YT people looking like orangutans, she said, that hurt my feelings. And I'm looking at her like, why? Because if she didn't tell you she was biracial, you wouldn't know it. She has a lot of melanin. And come to find out, she's not biracial. Her father is biracial. She is the product of a blue-black woman and a biracial man. But she boldly and pridefully wants people to know that she has YT blood in her. So me saying that they look like orangutans after she called two black women saying they look like monkeys offended her. Prior to her saying that to me, she says to the young man, who is gay, that people are too sensitive, that they need to stop being so sensitive when people say things about them or to them, because people are going to say what they want to say. And then she comes to me and says she was offended because I said YT people look like orangutans. And we had a conversation. And she was really offended. She called me racist, evil, and mean-spirited. And that she was going to pray for my soul. And I think the thing that got her to get up and leave the room was when I asked her, which God are you going to pray to for my soul? Certainly not the one that tolerates your foul mouth. She got up, she left the room, and on her way out, she says, what you speak about at work or how you talk is not workplace conversation. And I was really, really baffled that she would say what I was talking about was not workplace conversation when the whole day she was cussing like a sailor. And I was trying to figure out what part of her conversation or her monologue was workplace conversation. None of it. None of it. She said, I hope you get fired. I'm uncomfortable. around you. And before she left, she was talking to the young man who is gay. I won't say that he is openly gay. He doesn't go around saying, "Hey, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay." You can tell by his actions that he is, and he doesn't make any bones about the fact that he dates men. But he doesn't go around and say, "Hey, I'm gay." But before she and I got into our conversation, she looks at him and she says, "I was going to say something about gay people. Is it going to offend you?" And he said, "I don't know. You have to say it first." And instead of her saying, "Oh, well, okay, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to offend you," she says, "Well, I'm going to say it anyway." But yet she got so upset with me because I said about people that don't even look like her, about the person in her family who I learned at the end of the day abused her when she was a child, not because she's black, and not because the person that abused her happened to be her YT grandmother, but abused her when she was younger. I said something about that demographic of people, and it offended her. Again, she was hoping that I get fired, and I was mean, evil, racist. And so when I was listening to all of the comments about what the happened on the reality show, where the woman called the black woman a monkey, and I realized she hates herself. She hates the melanin. She hates the blackness. She was proud to say that her mother was very, very dark-skinned with a wide nose and big lips. But she kept saying, "I'm biracial, I'm biracial, I'm biracial." Very proud of the YT in her blood. And then she started talking in the course of the day, somehow, I don't know how they got on the subject of politics, but she said Trump was a good president because he gave us stimulus checks. And the other young lady, again, at this point, I'm not saying anything. The other young lady said it didn't matter who was in office at the time of the pandemic, we would have got stimulus checks. So knowing that she is a melanated Trump supporter, in her eyes, biracial, Christian, she is really lost. She's very lost. And I hope she finds her way. She's very young. She's very young. She's only 23. She's very young. So I hope she finds her way soon. Because she caught me on a good day. I educated her on a lot of Black history. And she got a free lesson. Because normally I charge and I'm paid well to educate YT people, whether you're half or whole, on the history of the treatment of American-born Africans in this world, not just this country, but in this world. She kept saying that it's not as bad as it used to be. And I kept saying, used to be? You mean yesterday? You mean this morning? You mean an hour ago? So I don't know where she's coming from. I don't know who is teaching her. My guess is that her pastor might be white. She might have a YT pastor. Because I find a lot of my Black friends who attend multiracial churches and the pastor is less melanated. They have this affinity to YT supremacists, and they have a love for them, and they embrace their Western theology. And so my thought is that maybe her pastor, or that her church may be multiracial, and her pastor may be less melanated. So I just wanted to hop on really quick to just say, I experienced what a girlfriend did. Not that she called me, said that I look like a monkey, but I was in the presence of another black woman saying that another black woman looks like a monkey. You can say you think they're unattractive, but don't ever, ever let the language of the white man dance on your black tongue. Quotation from Shaka Zulu's wife. Never. That's it. I just wanted to come on and just say, I'm with y'all with the reality show. Yeah. She needs to be. They fired her, and she needed to be fired. And from what I understand, this wasn't the first time that she has called black people monkeys. So terminate her since she wants to live as a white person, YT person. Let her live as one. All right, I got to get out of here. I just want to do this real quick. Everybody have a blessed evening, morning, day, weekend, whenever time you are listening to this. May the peace of the Creator surpass all understanding as it falls in your life each and every day. Peace out, people.